we're here with another episode of RoundTable with Steve. And we are here with Steve Machat. A lot of you guys may not know who he is, but believe me, you've heard some of his work, whether it's music, movies, whatever the case may be. And now he's here to represent you in Congress. All right, let's just jump right into it. Steve, welcome to RoundTable with Steve.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about some of the work that you've done, and then we'll get into some of the work that you're planning on doing.
The work I've done is to represent people. You just said rich. I don't believe rich is dollars. I believe rich is your contact with people. I believe it's helping people move along and get along with their lives. You live in a country that sits and tells you if you don't have the most money, you're useless and worthless. And they sit and beat it into your brains, and I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that at all. Every act I've ever worked with in music, it's always been as an underdog. I put together bands, or I get involved with bands before they break. I put together a team, and we have a dream, and we go get it. I have a dream right now. I have a dream that America could actually do what it makes believe it does. We could become a land based on equality. Instead of having statutes from our grandparents' era, which are no longer applicable to any of us, or to have some comedians that are royalty in their own little world telling us what we could do, it needs to stop. We need to have the common man take back the land, and we need the common man to build a world where they believe in themselves and they believe in each other. And if we all unite and believe in each other, and I'm not talking area, I'm talking groundwork, where we work together, build together, we can make the land we dream it is.
All right, and what kind of plans do you have right now for your
Well, I'm running
for
the 26th district, okay? The 26th district, it represents the area of Florida I love the most. It's what's left of the Everglades, because Miami's the Everglades, but they don't teach that to you.
Yeah.
You know, it's where the water goes out. And what it is it's the area, if we don't save the Everglades, we've got a serious problem, not just in Florida, but the whole world. If we don't save the Keys and the coral reef over there, we've got a serious problem for the whole world. We're sitting here saying that we believe in a God, but we don't follow any of the 10 Commandments, and we need to. We need to stop lying, cheating, stealing, coveting. We need to honor our Father, which is the God that made us all, and we need to honor Mother Earth, the mother that gave us all our lives. And we need to do it now. And we don't need people sitting here bartering with you, telling you, well, we'll just cut back a little of the sugar we put into the Everglades. We'll just cut back a little on the fracking, where we're blowing up Earth and capturing gas and destroying our Earth. We'll cut back on the carbon that we put into the air that helps poison the land that we live in. We need to stop it. I'm running on an ecologically based, equality-based equation. I believe that this government needs to keep their hands off women. Don't sit here with the current resident that works for the people in the 26 districts against Planned Parenthood. That's wrong behavior. Don't tell me you can't have health care. If they have health care, you could have health care. What kind of nation do you live in where you don't get health care? The rest of Europe has health care. Cuba has health care. The United States doesn't have health care. And these comedians who are in office, and I'm not angry, I have passion. It needs to stop. I'll represent the people. I don't care, and I'm not doing this for my own ego. I am doing this because I want to serve the people. Before I leave planet Earth, I believe the people need to take back their government. That's what I believe.
And that's good. I mean, because I love your passion. How do we protect the Everglades? How do we...
We get big sugar out of there. You do not need to pollute the thing. You get these comedians that deal with FDA, the Federal Drug Administration. Well, where did they come from? So our leaders hire Monsanto to run the FDA? Why doesn't the FDA take tests on women? Why are they afraid to find out what their foods and their drugs do to the womb that makes mankind? A woman is a man with a womb. It's the only asset man has. No women, no cry. Bob Marley sang it, but what it means is no woman, no children, no future. We're sitting here poisoning everybody, and we're sitting here giving them paper profits, and we think that's America? We think America's where, oh, we're going to go make money for our corporation that you and I have, so we're going to go basically bottom feed to see who's desperate, who will work for nothing. We'll go hire them to make the product that will bring back to America, where all these trade treaties, they need to stop. NAFTA doesn't work. Doesn't work. You want to have a trade treaty, you need to have freedom of people moving in and out where they can go get employment. And it needs to be fair employment. It needs to be equitable employment. As you said, I have a vast knowledge. I've made music all around the world. And I understand people. I understand their countries. I understand the media. You know, some of the things coming out of Trump's face is true. They sit here lying to you. He's a great example of it. You know, we need to tell people the truth. I believe in equality. I believe in equity. I believe that we need to treat each person as a human being. That's what we are. We don't sit here having to worry about a middle class. We need to have one class, the human class.
And you mentioned that part of your constituents is the Keys. Now, the biggest thing in the Keys is the tourism, right? How are we going to boost that tourism? I mean, right now we get a lot of the things coming in, on the tourists coming on the cruise ships, but the money isn't being spread among all the people in the Keys. How do we do that? How do we get to get some of, like, small businesses, grow small businesses, encourage people to start small businesses? How do we boost entrepreneurship?
Oh, it's easy. Get the banks out of it. The government should give people the money to go start their business. Don't tell me that America is a country where we're going to bring the banks in and they're going to loan us money and we're going to go run businesses. It doesn't work like that. We need to build from the ground up, not from the air down. It doesn't work like that. We need to finance, as a government, the people's small businesses. But when I say businesses, you need customers. You can't bring back businesses that don't exist. So maybe the way to do it is to share and divide. What's a community asset? What's a private individual's asset? The Keys is a beautiful community. It's a park. Let's call it a park. That whole community needs to work together, and I will do everything I can to make it happen, to build the Keys as probably the shiniest natural park of our country.
Well, you know, if they, like they say, if you build it, they will come. So is it that we build the business and the customers come, or do we advertise for the customers to come and then we build the business?
You can't do both. You need to have something that they want. You sell what the asset is. What's the asset? The asset's the community. What can you do in the Keys? You know, what goes on in the Keys?
Party.
Well, you're going to party at night, but you know something? It's a beautiful place. You could go fishing. You got the gardens, you got the water. It's gorgeous. At the same time, it can only hold so many people.
Right.
Homestead's gorgeous. The Everglades is gorgeous. It's beautiful, beautiful land.
Yeah.
You got the Biscayne National Park over there. That's gorgeous. And it's an asset.
And these are all going to be part of your jurisdiction.
It's the 26th district.
And so the thing is, and you mentioned a few of those, and Homestead is great. I love Homestead. I go down there all the time. As a matter of fact, a friend of mine, he does python hunting over in the Everglades, and I go over there with him. So we always stop at Homestead for something to eat. Now, when it comes
to snakes,
I'm sorry?
Do you eat the snakes?
Oh, no.
You could.
I know. Actually, up in Clewiston, there's a restaurant that sells them.
Yeah.
I was tempted to try it, but I didn't. That and frog legs I haven't quite got to yet.
Frog legs you get out of the Everglades too.
Yeah, but the gator, I've had that.
Gator's good.
Yeah.
Do you like the alligators or the other ones?
The crocs?
Yeah.
No, the gator tails.
First time I had it, I was in Australia. It's powerful.
It is. It's really good. So tell me, now going from and at first let me ask you, aren't you afraid, because I know, again, you know, being a man of your stature, you have a lot of friends that are rich and powerful. Aren't you afraid of the pushback from some of them, or you know?
I could care less. They're human beings. No one's more powerful than you. You know what the equalizer is? Your body. Your body is the temple that your consciousness acquired when it came here. You want wealth, you need health. And we need to have a country that teaches health. We need to have a country that teaches kids what they should eat, why they should eat it. Don't give them a choice. Give them reason. Teach them. And you and I are kids. We're big kids. We're as young as can be in the aspect of whatever this universe is. You know, as long as you stay young at heart, you won't age. Your body may, and you need to understand, your body needs to be healthy. And if we don't teach health, which we don't do, we need to go back there. We need to have schools where they teach kids how to play ball, how to play music, how to create, how to read, how to write. You know, what do we teach them? We teach them lies. We teach them stories that aren't true to make America what? We're a nation of human beings that came here for a reason. We wanted to build our dreams, and now we have no dreams, and we need to build it back. And the way to build back a dream is to help people like me get into Congress and to fix it. We need a 21st century New Deal. Everyone deserves the right to have a job, education, and health care. And it needs to be a fair job, not minimum wage. Why are you getting minimum wage? You need a living wage. We need to let people make their own decisions to decide how they're going to live their own personal life. We don't need a president running around throwing soldiers out of the army because something went wrong in his late evening, where he goes and picks on transsexuals at 3:30, 2:30 in the morning. We don't need that anymore. And what I don't understand, on another note, why doesn't Twitter just take away his account?
I know. Why doesn't?
That would be the easiest thing in the world to do. You want to stop Trump?
Secret Service or somebody take the phone away.
No,
I mean, come on.
Have the Twitter suspend his account.
Yeah. I
They
mean,
do it for others.
And they should do that, because, I mean, what he doesn't realize is when he tweets something at 2 o'clock in the morning, it literally becomes law. It's like, it's like, and it's not that that he can change Congress or he can change the Constitution.
He barks.
But
He's
the way
a barker.
when he puts something out, people take it as, you know, as law. It's like the president said it, so it must be true.
Yeah, but the Navy told him, we're not listening to you.
Yeah, I saw that.
They said, okay, great, you barked, now what?
Now, another thing too is, now that you mention it, down in the Keys there is actually a Navy base.
Yeah.
So now that would actually fall as part of your district.
Yeah.
So what would something like that, and actually in the Keys, there are a lot of the soldiers that come in when they're on leave. So
What's the name of the district?
Your district?
Yeah.
26.
No, I know that, but what's the name of the county?
Well,
I'm
Monroe
going to
County.
take you someplace. Where did they get the name Monroe from?
I don't know.
Okay, in 1823 they created the county.
Hold on. Listen up, people. This man's educating you right now. Go ahead.
In 1823 they opened the county. They called it Monroe County. Okay, Monroe County is the southern tier of the United States. What happened in 1823? You know, in 1923 the Yankees won their first World Series. But in 1823 we had a president named Monroe.
Yeah, James Monroe.
And what did he do in 1823? He announced the Monroe Doctrine. And what did he say? He told the nations that there is no longer basically a grab for all in the land in the Western Hemisphere. We, the United States, have declared the Monroe Doctrine, where no one could come in here and steal lands from people. Maybe we could, but they couldn't. So what they did was, they called that area Monroe County to let them know this is the part that the United States will protect the Caribbean from, and it was the Monroe Doctrine, Monroe County. That's where the name comes from.
So your district is already protecting the people. So
it did it when it was created.
That's what I'm talking about. See, the history we don't learn in school, and this goes back to what you were just saying.
They don't teach you anything.
You know, funny
by the
that
way,
you
the
mentioned
school
that.
system, it needs to stop. You need to encourage people to explore and discover, not repeat and regurgitate.
What made you to decide to run for Congress at this time? What is it that inspired you to run now?
I ran for the U.S. Senate as an independent, which is basically how I broke all the bands I've been involved with. You start as an independent, you see the lay of the land, and then you figure out, okay, I know how to do it. Then I saw a broken Democratic Party, which is a corporate version of the Republican Party. Unfortunately, the leaders really don't care about the people, and the people know they don't care about them. You know, what happened was when our Constitution was created, we decided there was no term limits. Well, they don't teach you this. In 1789, the life expectancy was 40 years old. What do you need term limits for? Today, you could live to be, well, when I was younger, 85, but now the United States, with the food we feed the people, the life expectancy has fallen. But more importantly, The life expectancy is longer. These people who wanted to do good, who really believed that they could help the people, now it's a job. And they want to keep their job. They don't want to serve. It needs to stop. We need to have people that want to serve we the people. We need to have people that can lead we the people, and I'm now answering your question. I'm old enough, and all I have left to do in life is to serve all the people and to help all of us live a dream that I really believe. I believe I could help create an awareness that there's more than you see. We can build a world of equality. I've done it my whole life. I've represented every walk of life there is, and I've learned one truth. We're all the same. And someone needs who's done it, who's made money with everybody, but money where there's happiness, there's joy, there's not debt. There's, it's not some bank saying, I sold this to you like the low spark of high heel boys and I'm taking it back from you. Now I have everything you have. I don't like watching people wake up sick. I don't like watching people waking up where they can't get their kids to the doctors or the hospitals. It's wrong.
Now, your district actually is one of the, and it's one of the most populated migrant worker district in Florida.
What do I plan on doing about the migrant workers? Let me give that answer.
Let's go ahead and get that one.
The community needs to give them health, welfare, and safety. Everyone, we're all human beings living an experience called physical life together.
Now, we see that the president went ahead and issued an ultimatum, if you will, about sanctuary cities. And he was saying that we shouldn't have, these safe cities, if you will, for immigrants. And again, being that your district has a large number of migrant workers, I'm pretty sure a lot of them fall within the criteria that he's looking to deport. How are you looking to protect them,
I think we need laws that are applicable to all, including the president. I'm shocked no one's ever asked him about the immigration papers of his first wife and third wife. Right? I'm shocked. And I'm shocked that no one's ever looked at him and said, excuse me, who's working in your hotels? What deals are you making here? We need to be realistic. If the people are here working with the community, contributing to the community, they need to stay here. How they got here is irrelevant. If you want to stop illegal immigration, do it forward. If you're going to go ruin families' houses who lived here, then you should go back to everyone. I don't want to get into this president, that president. I want to live today. What went on in the past is a memory that runs backwards. We need to live today and build for tomorrow. And that's what I want to do as the House of Representatives, Florida's 26th district. And that's what I want to do.
How do you feel about working with your counterparts in Congress, some of the ones that don't necessarily have the same views that you have?
An offense and a defense have to work together. What's the offense? The offense becomes, in our nation, the party that no longer holds the White House. What's the defense? The party that wants to hold the White House. Well, we're Team America. And we need to work together as a team. We need to stop sitting there destroying this because we want to take control of it. No, we need to build America. We need to be the greatest nation in the world. And it's not by blowing people up, sending the IMF in to go steal whatever they could steal, and they give it to third-party corporations. No, we Americans need to do what we can do. We need to build the greatest land in the world. We need to win the World Series of Nations. We can do it. And what we need is we need to have people who are older and who want to serve the nation. And we need to have the youth who don't understand where we went wrong. They go to school reading America, the greatest land ever, and they're like, why aren't we feeding our people? What happened to the New Deal? Where did it go wrong? When did the we become a me? Where did we twist the W? We need to go back to we. And I'm going to do it. I will help lead the chorus. I'm a runner, and I will be Paul Revere of truth. Mankind is equal. The United States is the greatest country in the world, and we're going to go do it.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And you're always welcome to come back on Roundtable with Steve.
And we can play Groundhog's Day. You want to do it again? Anyway, thank you.
All right, guys. Again, thank you for watching another episode of Roundtable with Steve. Join us next week. We're actually going to be talking about early childhood education. We're going to have a few people on there from Title I here in Broward County, and some people that own some daycares and aftercares. We have a ton of information on early childhood education coming up for you next week. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Almost got it wrong, see that? Anyhow, and always remember, go to roundtablewithsteve.com, subscribe to our channel, and the hashtag, know your candidate. Peace.